Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So Weapon Fighting Simulator got a pretty massive update the other day known as the Infinite Tower. So I am very happy with this update because it is pretty fun, it is very different compared to what they normally add, and it is basically like an infinite boss dungeon. So besides just the tower itself, they did add a third currency known as silver. So the way you earn silver is only through the tower itself, and pretty much silver is used to buff yourself within the tower, but there's also other very interesting things. For one, you can actually buy legendary weapons from every single world through silver, although I will say this isn't really worth doing due to how expensive they are to get. For me, I got to wave 90 or floor 90, whatever you want to call it, and got about 10k silver, so that wasn't even enough to get one legendary from the last zone. So in my opinion, these aren't really worth it. You can also get tower buff slots through the silver. You can get boost, which I think is very nice, especially the key boost, due to the fact that it is so difficult to get key to get advanced 1 and advanced 2, so these are going to be very, very useful. And then also there is enchanting. These are probably going to be your best use of the silver. So what I did is I went ahead and got the Thunderbolt Spar. What you can use with the Thunderbolt Spar, well, of course you need to have the Lightning Bolt or Thunderbolt, whatever it's called. If you have this, what you can do is actually go to the Bamboo Forest, go to the Shiny Blacksmith, and then it's no longer on here for me because it is already like upgraded, but basically what you could do is upgrade your weapons through here, and it made my Thunderbolt go from 208k damage all the way up to 425k. So these are going to be a very, very powerful way to upgrade your weapon's damage pretty quickly, although I will say it is a little bit difficult because besides the Thunderbolt, you're going to need to get 3 of everything. So you need 3 of the mythicals to upgrade one of them with those stones, and so on. Anyways, let's get into the tower itself. So the tower is a solo challenge, and I will say it isn't too difficult, and it does add something pretty interesting. There is an entirely new buff system. So in the tower itself, there is going to be weapon buffs, there's going to be spell damage buffs, boss damage buffs, health buffs, and pretty much buffs to everything in the game, such as spell magic, damage only to mega mobs, your speed, and then there's also going to be critical chance upgrades and stuff like that. And you can swap these out on every single floor, so you can be the most optimized possible against certain bosses. Anyways, let's get into the tower. So overall, it isn't too difficult. I will say floors 1 to 50 if you are in advanced key 2, which is the highest key you can get to at the moment. You shouldn't really struggle at all. I literally one-tapped everything from floor 1 to 50. Now, of course, if you're not an endgame player and you don't have the best stuff in the game, it will be a little bit more difficult, but at least floors 1 to 30 were very, very easy. So every 5 floors there will be a boss. So 1 to 4 will be normal, and then floor 5 will be a boss, 6 to 9 is normal, and then 10 is a boss, and so on. And every single mob or boss you kill has a chance to drop one of these tower buffs, and these are going to be very, very useful. And I will say, once it gets a little bit further into the tower, I want to say it was floor 80 the first time this happened, certain bosses are going to have certain special battle requirements and stuff like that. For example, one of the floor bosses, I want to say it was 85, or it might have been 80, it's one of those two, had a minus 50% weapon damage debuff, meaning all of your weapons did 50% less damage. And then the current boss I'm stuck on floor 90 is minus 50% spell damage at 1.2 million health. So I'm a little bit stuck on this one because spells are really where most of your damage come from, and you only have 3 minutes to defeat the bosses. And also, you only have 1 minute to defeat every mob or mega mob. So the challenge of this tower isn't necessarily having enough health to survive all these bosses, is more you need to have as much damage output as you possibly can, so you can clear all of these mobs and bosses within the very, very small time frame you get. 1 minute for mob is very, very short, and then 3 minutes for bosses is also very short. Although I will say, for the most part, I don't really struggle with time for the bosses. It's more the fact that a lot of them either lower your spell damage, lower your weapon damage, and makes it a little bit annoying to actually defeat them. So I will say, if you're going to be attempting this tower, it really doesn't matter what level you're at. All you have to be is at World 3 or higher, and I recommend you do it and just get as far as you can. There is no penalty for dying. If you die, all you do is you get reset reset back to the world you were last in, and then you can re-enter the tower at the last floor you failed at. Now, something that is kind of unique and interesting is you actually can reset your floor back down to 1. You can only do this a certain amount of times, but what this allows you to do is mass farm silver, because of course if you get stuck on a floor like 90 or really high up, you're not going to be getting that much silver anymore. Now, I will say silver will be a little bit difficult and annoying to obtain over time, because what might end up happening is you're going to get stuck on a very high floor, you're going to have already used all of your resets, and then that's pretty much all the silver you can get until you get more resets. That's the only problem I have with this. I do feel like it should be infinite amount of resets, but you only get 3. It's not that bad, but I do feel like an infinite amount would be a lot better. Now, this is pretty much everything that is in this new update. I do think this was a very good addition to the game. It adds something new to do besides just killing all the mobs in the basic world. I love the idea for the tower, and there is also going to be a monthly ranking system on it. I will say it is a little bit difficult to get on the leaderboard because of course the top players are the ones that have every single game pass in the game, and they're going to be doing way better than those players who are free to play. Anyways guys, thank you very much for watching my video going over the Infinite Tower. If you have not checked out this update yet, I highly recommend it. It is a pretty interesting update to this game, and I do think there is a lot of potential in it. It is quite fun. Anyways guys, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.